You're 39 years old and you're running a successful IT business, married with 2 kids. Life is perfect. Suddenly, you start sweating, shooting pains in your chest. Oh my God, what's happening? I've got a heart attack. Am I going to live to see tomorrow? And my whole world comes crumbling down. Sounds like a movie, but actually it happened to my friend. So in today's episode of Find the Real podcast, where I believe everyone has an interesting story, it doesn't matter what you do for a living, what your background is, I believe everyone has an interesting story, and my job is to curate these stories for your entertainment value and as well as for you to feel inspired, and hopefully it betters your life lah. Now, speaking of being inspired lah, I want to get inspired by this guy today lah. So we've got my good friend Jeremiah Abraham Savraj here today on the show. How's it going, Jerry? All good?
Hi, Emil. Well, it's good to be here. Thank you for having me on the podcast. Things have been going good lah. Well, ever since the heart attack.
Yes, we'll go into the heart attack. So here's the thing about Jerry, right? So Jerry is a musician. He plays for a few bands, right? And Leaves being one of them.
Yes.
Right? Jerry also runs his own successful IT company there. It's called Revolusi Awan. You can see on his shirt, you know. And very nice. He put the product placement there. Hopefully,
my name here.
So you think Revolusi Awan can sponsor the show, right?
Can. Actually can. I mean, for you can.
Okay. That one is putting your friend on the spot. We shouldn't. But more importantly, we're going to talk about the journey of Jerry surviving a heart attack, going through that journey, and also going through the healing process. So, Jerry, before we start talking about a heart attack, right, let's talk about growing up in Sungai Way. So, give us a little something about how you grew up and how was it like?
Well, grew up. So we all are 90s kid lah. Born in the 80s, grew up in the 90s, right? So it was the 90s. What I remember growing up in Sungai Way, it's a little Kampung Melayu lah, we call it. I mean, most of my friends are all Malay boys and 90s. So we were at the cusp of what we call the internet age. That time only was coming on a dial-up modem.
You remember the dial-up sound?
Oh my God.
And then someone picks up the phone. What happens?
Not only that, remember when you want to secretly go online, in the middle of the night, you can't because the modem will like scream in the middle of the night when you're connecting, right?
You young fellas don't know this, You don't know this.
And then wake up your dad, then he'll catch you watching shit.
Yeah, so to all parents out there, back in the day, it was very difficult for us,
very difficult
to get things done.
But the hindsight is now no one can bullshit us lah, because we've been through it.
We've been through it lah.
So growing up where technology was coming up, what MIRC, remember that? The chatting.
Okay. Do you remember what your nickname was or not?
Slacker,
huh? Yeah. Kind of suits his personality,
Last time lah, now very hardworking. Learn my lesson.
Well done, bro.
So growing up, so I had a good balance of outdoors, playing kejar-kejar, playing hide and seek lah, rounders lah, chopping lah, going in and out the drain lah. I don't know. We used to love just going and walking through the drains and coming out like somewhere else.
Yeah, life was so different back then, right?
So amazing.
So as you were growing up, how did you're also a musician as well. You play the guitar, you sing, how did you end up getting into music?
How did I end up? It was actually through church lah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there will be, we had the long holidays, the 3 months and all that. So when I was staying...
First of all, we never had a 3-month holiday. We are not like US. We don't have summer holidays.
Hey, we did, no?
Not 3 months. I think maybe we had about 1.5 months.
The one in November.
End of the year holiday.
November to December, then January. Yeah. So I used to stay at home and drive my mom up the wall lah. Then my mom told my dad, you better take him to work. And my dad used to work in the church lah after he retired. So this was also in the late 90s lah. So he'll take me to church. So I'll be there alone because it's not a Sunday. No one's there, no gang to run around. So all that was left is the equipment. So I started like bashing the equipment and all that. But before that, actually, it will be my parents lah. My parents had the sound, understanding that music would develop make a person whole. So they made sure that my sisters, I have 2 elder sisters, my sisters had piano, and they finished their piano, and then they wanted to put me for piano. So this was standard 1, standard 2. So they put me for piano class, and I started singing more than I was playing. I'll tell the teacher to play while I sang. So my teacher said to my mom, no, this all won't do. You better take him and put him for guitar class. So in guitar class, they send me for what? Classical music first. We'll play one by one.
You remember the first classical guitar song you played? Not?
No, that's the thing. I don't. God, I just didn't have time for that. So the guitar teacher told my mom again, this won't do. So I think music will never come to him. But what happened after that was I found this chord book, of the 60s, 70s, 80s hits, where at the back they had the chord chart, all the chords. So sendiri belajar lah.
But songs in the 60s and 70s, you only need 3 chords, Joe. You know what the chords are? No?
C, D, and G.
Perfect. So anyone out there who wants to learn guitar, these 3 chords, you can play 500 songs already. It all hits G, D, and C. And if you just want to add some drama, put a E minor.
Yes, lah. Correct. That's right.
That's 90% of Oasis songs, just to let you know.
Yeah, my favorite band. Yeah. That's right.
So, as a musician, so here you are in church, you picked it up, right? You found that chord book, you started playing, then you learned how to play the guitar. And, moving forward, you started playing in a few bands. We played in a band together.
Then after that, we were in high school, I met you lah.
Yeah, and then
we started our first band lah.
Yeah. You remember the name of our band? Not?
Of course lah, Hardcover, man.
Hardcover.
Forgot that.
What a name lah, Hardcover. Yeah, and you know why the name Hardcover? Right?
Because we covered hard songs.
Hey! That's a good reason, but actually no.
Hey dude, who else at that time can cover Pantera lah?
Okay. So we did. We didn't cover Cowboys from Hell. We covered Cemetery Gates, so it's still okay. We covered This Love, still okay.
I'm good.
So any key memories, like putting the initial band Hardcover and your entire journey as a musician, a solo musician, as well as playing for N Leaves, right, and a few other bands as well. What are the big or key memories that you have as a musician? Anything you want to share?
Well, firstly, is being in a band, it's all about the camaraderie, the brotherhood, right? So I want to shout out to Guprit and Guppy and Suresh.
All right, man.
Our drummer and bassist at that time.
Our first drummer and our first bassist.
Yes. So a big shout out to them. Okay. Tak dilupakan. Yeah. And so first memory, you remember the first big gig we played at the Sunway Amphitheatre?
Oh man, yes.
My goodness, that was the first time we had our taste of rock stardom, man. We had our own dressing room. I don't know whether, but there was food. There was alcohol. I think we were like 16 or 17.
Yeah, we don't condone all this. We don't condone all this.
That is just stories.
Story. We don't condone.
So remember Jim? What's it, Jim? The Thai song bottle. And then all of us were going round and round, and we were like, it was like I don't know, it was the
okay,
moment.
So this is what I remember about the show. So you were passed out, right? And we were supposed to go on stage like 10 minutes before the show. I'm like, hey bro, we're going to go on stage. Like 5 minutes we're supposed to go. And just before we're supposed to go on stage, you get up and like, okay, let's go. I remember that.
Right. Go time. Like the bell just rang and it's
go
time.
Right?
Yeah. So that was great, lah. I mean, we had the whole rock star feel. Okay, minus the groupies lah. There were no groupies.
Yeah, no lah.
Nobody didn't want our pimple filled face.
It was
at that
time. Back then, the moneymaker wasn't there yet lah. Huh?
Hey, but our outfit was cool. Remember our outfits? Right? We kind of we had lab coats which we took from your mom's office in UM in UH hospital.
Yes.
We acquired some.
We got some lab coats, and we performed with lab coats. I think fashion sense wasn't our strong point, but it was fun. Let's put it that way.
It was damn good. It was a highlight of my teenage life.
Yeah, man. Playing in a band, honestly, and if you're a parent, I think letting your kids pick up music is actually something very good. Not only does it build those musical skills, it builds some discipline. And I think if they play in a band, I think like what you mentioned, the camaraderie is there. You form a brotherhood and you have shared experience with others, right? So here you are playing music, right? And then somehow or other you got yourself into IT and tech, So tell us a little bit about that journey.
So that journey, IT and tech, was actually my dad lah. My dad is that was his interest, He likes to build circuitry and all. He built his own radio that can tangkap the shortwave BBC broadcasting.
No way. Your dad built his own shortwave
radio, and then he took the antenna. He built his own antenna array that went all the way through the house, up the roof. And then he did the ceramic wrapping of the antenna and all that.
How did your dad pick up this skill or passion?
From books. He just was very passionate about it, and then he did a lot of reading, and then he built his own radio, and then all these running lights, and he had buckets and buckets of LED, the small LED lights he had for KH, remember or not? The big
I know.
So he had buckets of that, and he used to do it, and then he'll bring back all the old TV, old radio, he'll fix it, and my mom will get like so pissed off, like, why you bringing junk? Other people throw already, why you bring? Then he like ask her to keep quiet, and he just be mending and doing his stuff, and he'll repair it. So it was his interest. And then with whatever small salary he had, he managed to bring back a 286 computer. One day he bought, I think it was about
bro.
some 4,000-5,000 at that time, man.
286.
286.
I remember. Can play typing tutor, right?
Midnight Rescue. You played this game or not? I had my first experience with Windows 3.11 workgroup.
Oh my god, bro. So again, guys, we are all talking about Windows 11, Windows 12. This 3, we're talking 90s, Joe.
The desktop, you had like, it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 list. Press which number you want. That's the only programs you had. There was no desktop icon, nothing. It was just a list.
It was so different. Like computers back then and where we are now, right? It's just so different. The core usage is still the same, but the interface and the things that we could do with it. And back then we were so impressed.
Crazy. So my dad brought that back, and immediately I was like so intrigued in this machine. So at night when everyone slept, I'll just open up the computer, type. Then one day I went to the BIOS. You press F1 at the beginning of the computer,
and you panic.
Or not? I mean, it was all blue screen. Then okay what's this and all that? So I ended up editing all this. That time my hard disk cylinder head cycle, this kind of thing, all can edit on the BIOS. And I messed it up messed it up royally. The next day computer cannot boot up. Then my dad wanted to use, and then he saw the computer rosak. He asked who rosak the thing. I mengaku. Then I got the beating of my life I thought I was gonna die.
Normal.
Right?
So back then our parents were a little bit more hardcore
Wow, we used to kena whack, all right.
Yes. I remember.
Should bring back the glory days.
I mean, to our wives, we can have this discussion later.
So after that I had to restore it back because dad spent so much money, and that time he was working as a clerk in the Ministry of Education so can see he was really disappointed and all that. So I took it upon myself. I tried to undo as much as I could, and then got the thing working. And I think this one was standard 3, standard 4 like that.
Oh wow! So this interest in computers and this journey started at a very young age. Because I remember when we were in school, you actually helped build my PC, my own PC. We bought motherboards, we bought graphics cards, we bought the tower, the power supply, and all that stuff. And you built it. I remember. So this passion started out at a young age, and you continued on. So tell us a little bit about Revolusi Awan. So here you are right now running this business. What services do you provide, and what exactly do you do in this organization? So
what had happened before so I was in university, and then I took a part-time job in the IT department, and then after that I got absorbed into the IT department after I graduated, and then I worked in the desktop support team, and then slowly became team lead and all that. And then at about in 2020 right in the middle of COVID, I don't know why, that's the time they were giving out the VSS, voluntary service separation. So,
yep.
So took some model. I decided to start my own business because I wanted to have something for myself.
Okay.
And I don't know what possessed me to come out during that time, forsaking the stability of paid salary. Me and my partner, we opened Revolusi Awan, and and it's been up and down. It's been a real roller coaster ride we what we do is now small companies that do not have their own IT department, but they cannot afford to hire an entire department to take care of the front desk.
Got it.
The technicians and your network and your infrastructure. You outsource it to us for a monthly sum, and we'll take care of it. So I have my own service desk you can call, and then we'll create tickets, or we use ticketing system. create your tickets, and then from there we'll assign it to a technician, and technician will follow up with the clients until we resolve the case, and then case done.
Oh, that's nice. So organizations who want to outsource their IT services, right? IT support services, they will inquire with your company lah.
Yes.
Okay.
So what they get for that monthly is our service level agreement, SLA, where within 4 hours we will respond, or within 30 minutes you'll get an acknowledgement, and a technician will either be remoting into your computer to resolve it, or within 4 hours we'll come on site, and the next business day we'll have to give you business continuity if the problem still persists and all that.
Okay.
So it's really value for money lah for small companies that are coming up, and in fact big companies want to cut their costs also. And we do a lot of projects, supplying parts and all that, and tendering projects, building infrastructure, and so recently I got my cybersecurity certification, so now we do cybersecurity as well.
Congratulations! I was there for that discussion. You just got your certification.
Yeah,
right?
so I can secure your systems.
Well, I mean, well done, Jerry. Look, for me, I'll give you your flowers. I'm very proud of you.
Hey,
You're running this business, hustling every single day is very different from getting a monthly salary. Here, you are hustling every day to get things done, right? So now we've spoken about the music, we've spoken about how you grew up, we've spoken about the IT business a little bit. Now let's talk about the meat and potatoes, the crux of it, right? So I remember one day we were planning for this duet that we were going to do. We had this gig with the Heineken boys, right? And I called you to plan a set list and to plan jamming and stuff, right? I called you at I think 8 in the morning or 8:30, some insane morning hour like that. And you were like, "Hey Joe, I think I'm having a heart attack. Can I call you back?" And I was like, I mean, is it a prank? But you sounded serious. And I was like, okay, I put down the phone, and I was honestly worried about you. So why don't you tell us a little bit about that whole journey of how did you think you had a heart attack, and how did that move forward?
Okay, so I guess how I knew I was having a heart attack. Okay, so some background story. My dad is a heart patient. So he had a heart attack when he was 44, I think. 44, he went for a bypass. Okay. 40 or 44. And ever since young, I've seen him, recovery, coming back home, and then mom will make the soup for him and all that for a few months. He was like under like really close care at home and all that. So I saw that, and then I took an interest in knowing more about the heart attack and all that. So I used to read a lot of literature, a lot of studies and all that. So I kind of knowing the symptoms lah. You'll have sweating, and then you'll feel the tightness of chest, and then distinct left arm shooting pain and all that. So 11 November 7 in the morning, 11 November 2022 last year, 7 in the morning, it was a Friday. I woke up. When I woke up, I felt like someone was sitting on my chest. I was sitting on my chest. I thought, what is this? Some Pontianak story. I remember what the Thai ghost stories.
Oh no! Sleep paralysis. That's what they call it. But you were awake.
I was awake. Check around whether got any toyo or what. No, pray at Jesus. Then I started sweating. I woke up. I went to drink water. Then my left hand, very distinct, left hand had shooting pains. Right hand felt normal. Immediately, all the background, but I remember all the things I used to read. It just clicked, and I was convinced beyond a shadow of a doubt that I was having a heart attack. And immediately, it was fight or flight. I decided to fight for my life. Because I realized, also reading material, some people they don't survive is because they just give up. Then they just curl themselves and no one's here to rescue me. I'm here by myself, I'm gone. But if you own your health, you own that, you take ownership at that time. I say I have to live. The first thing I thought of course lah, I know I tell you, it'll be wife and kids.
Yeah, of course, dude. Of course.
Wife and kids. I have to be there for them. So I went into a fight mode. I jumped into the shower.
So here you are, thinking you have a heart attack, and the first thing you're thinking is, I gotta smell good when I go to the hospital.
So immediately I knew, because it was just starting, the onset. I was just starting, so I knew I had time. Okay, then everything started clicking in. Okay, don't call ambulance because it's morning rush hour. They might take time late. And then second thing is, okay, get dressed, smell nice, so that you you just woke up, you're gonna go to the hospital. And then the next is, don't go to the clinic. Don't bother going to clinic. Go straight to the hospital because they will have the facilities to better handle you.
So whilst you were whilst all this was going through your mind, this pain, these sensations, right? Yeah, you were in the fight mode, right?
Yeah.
You could still function and you could still like drive and everything was okay at that point in time.
It hurts. It hurts, but you fight. You don't want to die.
Okay. So you push through the pain.
Push through the pain. So push through the pain courteously. You know why? So we were on the road, right? I was on the road driving Bandar Sanwi in South Key there. That toll. So I told myself, okay, if you die, don't inconvenience other people. Make sure you're on the
far left
lane. So if anything, you just swerve into the emergency and then you can die there lah. You won't disturb.
See, this is how you know he's a good person. Hey, if I die, I don't want to trouble others. He died peacefully. Thank God he's still here.
No, that was serious. A honest thought that came to my mind. And then zoom all the way. Drive straight past the toll and all that, and then got myself into the hospital. I sat down there because I knew once I get myself to the hospital, I'll be all right.
Okay, so here you are at the hospital, right? So you got a heart attack. So what's the first thing that you did at the hospital?
Okay, so I walked into the concierge and told the nurse politely, excuse me, can you help me? I think I'm having a heart attack. And then she said, yeah, sure, can you register first?
I think I'm dying. Can I have your IC, your insurance, please?
So this was at Sunway Med. Hey, but one thing, a shout out to Sunway Med lah. These guys are awesome. They really took care of me. After they knew I could pay. And I put in a deposit of 500. You have to put deposit first, and then they register you straight away. A wheelchair came, then the nurses all came. They opened my baju. Then they put like some 8 or 12, 11 leads, 11 of that
yes, like the ECG stuff, right?
ECG stuff, and then they gave me the ubat bawah lidah or something like that.
Yeah, you got some medicine under your tongue.
Straight away, they came like lightning. I don't know, like these people like came on the ground like that. I don't know. And
only after they found out that your insurance
I can cover. But they did it very fast. I was really surprised at how fast they processed me.
Okay.
And then I was almost immediately given a bed, and that's when you called. It was 8:30 in the morning when you asked me. Then I told you, Joe, I'm having a heart attack.
Okay.
Talk to you later lah, Joe.
Okay, so here you are with a bunch of like electrodes like prodded into you, and you're being wheeled in, right? What happens next?
Then they got me on the bed, and then then you called, and then after that I called my wife and started apologizing to her. Sorry, darling, I'm so sorry. I think I got a heart attack. I'm in the hospital. But then she was crying at the other end because she was already like at work.
Oh no.
And then she had to come to the hospital, and then that's when I saw her. And when I saw the look on her face, then I realized, what kind of injustice have I done? I brought it upon myself, I feel, because very bad diet,
okay,
lifestyle. They call it the trifecta.
Okay.
So it was like lifestyle, diet, and one more.
Stress.
So lifestyle is the don't sleep and all that. Then the diet is the high cholesterol food and the mutton varuval. How? I
mean, when there's a good mutton varuval, it's so hard to say no,
And then prawn sambal. I mean, how? Your mom's.
My mom's. I do it. My mom's prawn sambal has caused many a gout attacks. This for you, mom. I tell you.
No, but it was amazing. Anyway, yeah. So those three things lah. Then I realized, I was so irresponsible in my life, and I look at putting this woman through this. I could have died. I could have gone, and what situation would they be in? They're depending on me also, no. And I got two boys, one 5 years old and one 2 years old. They're gonna grow up without a dad. I have a wonderful dad lah. Then I realized I would have been denying them that I know. Okay, not to say that I'm a great dad lah, I know, but I got a good example, so I'm hoping that I would be one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna deny them growing up. Don't know how screwed up they're gonna grow up without me. That just clicked in lah. Then I started apologizing to her lah profusely. Then an hour later, the what is this? Specialist came in. Guess what's my specialist name?
What?
Dr. Hendricks Chia, as in Jimi Hendrix.
With an X, ah?
No, I
Not the gin, huh?
No, KS.
Ah.
Not the X. But like, close enough, man. Close enough.
Shout out to Dr. Hendricks and shout out to the late Jimi Hendrix and also Hendrix Gin. Okay, go on. Can sponsor, but make sure halal. Okay, go on.
So he came and all that. So this is Friday lah. He came. He just talked to me and told me, okay, look, you had a heart attack and all that. We'll do the scans and all that, and then we'll see what to do from there. So immediately lah, I was just there.
But at this point in time, so you've all the electrodes are prodded. You know, you've met your wife, you know, and you're just thinking about how can I put her through this, and then Dr. Hendricks comes in. Were you thinking that this is the end at this point in time, or were you like, hey, you know what, I'm going to pull through?
This is the end. That part was at about 7:30 in the morning.
Okay.
Before I jumped into the shower.
Okay. Because that's when you decided to fight. Right?
Before I jumped into the shower, and then, no, actually from the time I in the shower up till I was reaching the hospital. Cause that time in the car also was sakit. I don't know when the heart gonna explode. You know?
No, fair, dude.
But the thought of, as long as I get to the hospital, I'll be safe. So once they put the electrode already, I felt okay, I'm gonna live. Okay.
Now that's good to hear. So at least that's when the realization of I'll be okay.
I'll be okay. I'm out of this.
All right. So what happens next? So the doctor comes in, gives you some advice,
and then so they said, okay, Monday lah, they keep me in lah because insurance mah. So they kept me in for 2 days of observation, and then on Monday morning I went in for an angiogram, I think, where they will put the dye in and then check your heart and all that. It was really cool. No, they had this like state of the art like $2-3 million equipment, where they'll X-ray you live and then they show you on this huge 32-inch screen.
So what's the purpose of an angiogram? What is it supposed to tell us?
Like where they'll put the dye in your heart, and then you can see where the dye doesn't go, then you'll know, oh, there's a
potential blockage lah.
So they tried, they had to put the catheter in my. First they tried going through my hand because it's like the shorter route. But then somewhere along the lines the veins were like too small, the catheter couldn't go in, you know. Oh, you would feel it, you know, you would feel like something going like a worm like that, and then suddenly it hurt like
were you on anesthesia or anything like that, or
just the where they nicked the entrance lah. But after that you could feel everything, but it doesn't hurt until you'll feel girly lah.
Okay.
Then they couldn't go through the hand, so they pulled it out, and then they went through the leg near the thigh there. They made like a nice slit, and then the groin, and then masuk the dawai, the wire, it's like a wire, and then they went all the way to the heart lah. Went up here and then went through here.
Okay, so but you couldn't feel when the dye went in, though,
right? Can
feel.
It's like semi pain, semi like weird.
Okay.
Then they pump in the dye, then they showed lah, oh, okay, this is where you got the block and all that. And then immediately the doctor said, okay, this my left LAD. I don't know what they call it now. The short form is LED lah. Okay. LED was like 99% block. You know.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? I've always heard this like 98%, 99. How do they come up with this percentage?
I seriously don't know.
Alright, so to our doctor friends and a few doctors, we're gonna ask you later. Okay, how you come up with it's 99%, it's 98? I mean, do you calculate the surface area, or I have a funny feeling they are just saying it? I don't know.
No, apparently my right side got 15% blocked, bro. I don't know.
So maybe they're not just saying it. Okay,
I don't know.
We're going to Google this and we're going to check with our doctor friends as well.
Right.
Okay.
So what happens now? So immediately he said LED, the LED. So do you know what they call another name for the LED? The street name for LED.
What's that?
The Widowmaker.
Yikes!
Oh, my God, damn scary, right?
So it's mostly the left side that affects people, I would assume.
They got that name now. It's the most commonly blocked artery for everyone that has a heart attack lah. The left side, the LED. Okay. So he put in a balloon lah. They did the angioplasty, which is to put a balloon and open up and blow the balloon up so that it opens up the vessel where the block was, you know, and then.
So is the balloon like a short-term thing, or does it stay there? Does it continuously make the artery bigger? How does that work?
It just opens it up.
Okay.
And then after that they put a stent. Like a throwing, so it's like a nice tube, small tube to keep it open.
Got it. So the balloon opens it up, and then they put a stent to keep it open. So that it's not blocked anymore.
Yes. So now I've got one stent on my left side, like LED.
So what about that 15% that's blocked?
Okay, now so I'm on Hey, thanks for reminding me, lah, Mel.
Why?
I have to take my medicine. I totally forgot. So that's what happens when you have a heart attack. You're on meds for life.
Okay.
So for the 15%, the doctor said it's all lifestyle change and all that. So if I take my medication, my cholesterol pills to lower down my cholesterol, and I adopt a healthy living and a good diet, then my risk of a recurring heart attack will go down by 85%.
So we are speaking about a trifecta, right? So let's start with the medication, right? So
speaking of which, do you think I can take my medicine?
yeah, you can. You can. I mean, it's not live.
So,
we're not going to edit this.
Well,
Walao.
where's my? So I've got this little pill container. As you can see, it's finished already. So I've got to
You got to fill it up. You got to fill it up.
Fill it up with what? So the doctors gave me what this looks like statin. So statin is supposed to control cholesterol. So I've got 40 milligrams of that, and don't get shocked, right? Then this one is ezetimibe.
Okay.
This is also for cholesterol reducing.
Okay, so both is cholesterol.
Both cholesterol.
Okay.
Then let's not stop there. Then this is a clopidogrel. Clopidogrel is for the heart.
Is this all insurance claimable? Not?
For the first 3 months.
You
You know what? It's expensive, to stay alive after this. It's actually like okay, this is all generic medicine. The branded ones I will spend almost $400 a month.
On meds?
Yeah.
Generic or branded?
The branded one.
Okay.
So generic, I got it for $100 lah. I can get.
Okay. So that's another thing for you to consider, right?
Yeah.
Medication for life that costs anywhere between $100 to $400.
Dude, that's
Ringgit
like car monthly for a car, man. For life, I got to pay now. So thank God for generic medication. And this is bisoprolol. Bisoprolol is for I'm not sure whether it's for the heart or it's for pressure. I think. So I got to take this stack of pills.
Every single day for the rest of your life?
For the rest of my life.
Okay.
To stay alive.
Okay.
For the kids and the family.
Nah, I mean, so that's the thing. I think once we've become family people, right? Once we've got the kids in the equation, we think a little bit differently. We're not just living for ourselves.
So
we are living for others as well. Which is why I think you're taking that stance in controlling your lifestyle, controlling your choices. Making better choices, right?
At the point of death, the only thing you'll be thinking about is your family.
Yeah,
nothing else. I tell you, nothing else matters.
Yeah, that's a Metallica song. James Hetfield played that solo, and it's a nice solo. I mean, no disrespect to Kirk Hammett, but James Hetfield is awesome, the king of the downstroke. Now, you mentioned something interesting, right? Like, I shared this in an earlier episode. I thought I was going through a heart attack as well. Just before I left BAT, so that's about 2 years ago, right?
You never tell us what happened.
Yeah. So two years ago, same thing. I was driving. I was having cold sweats, right? I didn't have the shooting pains in my left hand, but I felt my chest compressing, right? So I panicked. The first thing I did was I rushed myself to Asunta Hospital, right? And that reaction that you mentioned, where suddenly people just appeared and things are prodded in your chest, same thing happened at Asunta.
Dude, I mean, I think we need to give a shout out to our medical practitioners and our healthcare nurses, especially.
Yeah, but hey, look, these guys are tireless. They work countless hours. I think right now there's a little bit of a challenge of the question is always, do we have capable doctors out there? And I think the idea is if they keep on hustling and they keep on going through that training and education, we do have some of the better healthcare practitioners.
Actually,
I believe
in Asia, I think Malaysia has the top public healthcare system.
And in fact, Malaysia also, I read somewhere that we are also a destination for medical tourism. I think
I heard of that. Yeah, medical tourism.
Price wise, we are very competitive, and the quality of care is good as well.
And the best is after your right outside the hospital will be like a damn nice makan place where you can go and makan.
All the time. Yeah, with all the high cholesterol. But yeah, on to your point, right? The first thing I thought about when I had all those electrodes for the ECG prodded in me, right, was
Chago.
No, my family. The second thing was char kway teow. But the first thing was my family, my wife, my kids.
Right.
And I think anyone who has gone through that experience near death, I would say, would think about that. But long story short, in the end, it wasn't a heart attack after we did all the stress tests.
What was it?
It was a little bit more anxiety driven, you know.
Stress.
It could be. So which is why then I made that choice to actually leave the corporate life after 15 years, you know.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was like that holy trifecta. I think it was stress driven, you know.
Unholy trifecta.
Unholy.
Unholy habits.
Yeah. I mean, that's a song by Ronnie James Dio, the late Ronnie James Dio, Holy Diver.
Holy Diver.
Yeah, that's an awesome song, which was then remade by another awesome band, Kill Switch.
Oh, I like the Kill Switch version.
Yeah, I mean, no disrespect to Dio.
Yeah, no disrespect.
The Kill Switch one is awesome.
Dude.
So we digress as usual. When you're with your friends in a podcast, it's like this.
That's right.
So going back into it, right? So we spoke about the fact that you literally just took your medicine, right?
Yeah, I just did.
Okay, so you were talking about there were 3 things that you had to change. So one, you had to take medicine for the rest of your life.
Yes.
That costs anywhere between 100 to 400 ringgit a month, right? Now let's talk about lifestyle. So you said that you weren't having a very healthy lifestyle. So what has changed now, post the heart attack? Ayo.
Nothing.
Hey, doctor.
No,
Dr. Henrik,
I'll just get. No, it had to change. Okay, so what happened is because I came out of of working in Monash and then started my own business. So starting your own business is really stressful because you are everything. You are HR, you are marketing, you are the machai, the delivery guy,
yeah, man.
The accounts receivable, payable, everything is you know. So stress, and then because of that, you need time. Then what gets sacrificed? Your sleep time. So I was averaging about like 3 to 4 hours a day.
Oh no, dude. Really? Oh, that's tough.
And then coffee lah. And then late night, because I finished by the time I come back home, it'll be like 11, 12 o'clock. Like, what's only open at 11, 12 o'clock? Ramly Burger.
Double dogging special.
Dogging double special.
Cheese or no cheese?
No cheese.
Okay.
I cannot lah, man. Cheese cannot, but sauce extra. Then just to satisfy myself, extra sayur.
Extra veggie, the coleslaw extra.
So I know it'll be healthy a bit. Extra veggie. Whack lah every night, 11, 12 o'clock. Wow, 1 burger will go down. Sometimes you're feeling you want 2 burger lah. 2 burger go down.
Okay, wait. We've all been there. You watching and judging us. You don't judge. You've all been there. Okay, 11, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, after hanging out with your friends, cyber cafe, drinks or whatever. Yes. You know, you have the 1 burger, you're like,
tak cukup ni.
Maybe I'll have the second one. So you don't bluff.
Tak cukup. Yeah, correct.
I know I've been there.
So it's the lack of sleep, the high stress, and the bad diet. Really horrible diet. I don't know whether you want to blame the family genetics and all that.
Okay.
You know, I think Indians, we have the genetics that
it's higher propensity, right?
The cholesterol is a lot easier. It'll stick a lot easier to your walls.
Okay.
And then you know why they need cholesterol. Cholesterol is to repair the vessels actually. But for I think Indian people, it gets over repaired too much.
Overheal.
So I think that's what happens also, and it's a combination of all this lah. So what has happened now? Nothing. No lah. So I exercise, the being like, you know,
sedentary.
IT, because you sit in front of the computer all the time and all that. So I exercise now more. Diet.
So what do you do on an exercise perspective?
Right now I'm still just doing my walks lah.
Okay, that's
half
good enough.
An hour walk until you sweat gila. Then sometimes you're feeling a bit adventurous, you run. Because for the first 3 months I was still scared I'll get like my heart will explode.
Yeah, of course. No, I get that. But I did read somewhere that actually walking is very good. If you can walk 45 minutes to an hour a day, right? It has massive changes to your body, not just in terms of how it looks, but in terms of your overall fitness levels.
That's very true. That's very true. The only difference between walking, why people say walking is good or running is good, is your age, right? So when you're young, of course you can go running half an hour straight, no problem and all. Then when something magical happens, you know what I mean? When you turn 40, there's like a switch in your body that turns on, and then everything will break down. And then after that, you know, it's the end.
As people who are turning 40 this year, I know I'm not turned 40 yet, but I already can anticipate what people say is your eyesight. The first thing that goes suddenly, because I'm almost 20, my eyesight is not bad. But what I heard is my friends who turned 40 overnight suddenly got bad.
Suddenly blind. Suddenly blind, Joe.
So you started with the walking.
The walking,
right?
And then diets changed. Like,
so how much has it changed, your diet? What are we talking about?
you stopped drinking alcohol.
Oh yeah, I remember.
And then,
I remember.
And then I haven't tasted Ramly Burger in 6 months.
Okay.
I think I've forgotten the taste of Ramly Burger. And
it's awesome.
Squid, the high cholesterol seafood and all that.
So what's your diet like right now? Like what do you eat for breakfast? What do you have for lunch, dinner? Example
like grass and sand.
Yeah. I heard the sand, if you season with a little bit of cement, it's very nice.
Cha a bit. No lah, veggies, a lot of veggies.
Okay.
And then my paling gila is fish lah.
So you eat fish.
Fish.
I mean, again, this might be a little bit controversial. I'm not forcing anything on you, but have you ever considered a vegetarian or vegan lifestyle?
Cannot lah, bro.
Cannot,
How to give up the meat?
Yeah, I get it. So you just make a little bit of better choices in terms of adding more vegetables into your diet.
Cutting the rice down.
Rice also.
Portioning lah, Mel. And then do the intermittent, like you eat twice a day enough. You don't need to. People live to eat or eat to live. You eat to live, not live to eat.
Unfortunately, I live to eat lah.
My dad gave me this advice. He said, whenever you eat, always leave a bit of hunger. Don't satisfy your hunger every time you sit down for a meal.
Your dad is right. There has been, I think, I've read this as well. You should never eat until you're full. Eat until you're satisfied, but not until you're full. It's different being satisfied to satiate your hunger, and it's very different to be full. How many times have we gone to Indian banana leaf?
Oh my goodness, after that you sit down and you cannot move.
Yeah.
Have to unbutton the belt and sit down.
No, but you just said something very interesting about intermittent fasting. You're right. I think a lot of people are practicing intermittent fasting as well. And I mean, one thing that I do is I fast on, Ramadan, when everyone has to fast, I fast.
Very good.
I also do practice intermittent fasting a little bit. And I realized that it's not the hunger. You just, because sometimes when you have a big breakfast or whatever, you tend to be a little bit lethargic when you start your day. So the idea is just to have this energy, right? Have a light lunch, have a light dinner, and you feel a lot better. I mean, that's what I'm going through as someone who, I'm not disciplined. I don't do it every day, but when I do it, I do have that energy.
That's good. That's very good. That's very good. So I now what I would like to do lah. I don't say that I'm really practicing it, but what I like to do is 10 o'clock have your breakfast, and then next time you're gonna eat is before 8 o'clock, like 7 to 8 eat, and then that's it.
Got it.
It's only 2 times. And then you eat less rice, you put more veggies, you eat fruits, then you sugars cut down. If can now go out is stay ice kosong.
So you spoke about the change in lifestyle. You're being a little bit more active, less sedentary. You spoke about the change in diet, more veggies, portion control, less or zero sugar, kosong as much as you can. Then we talk about that trifecta. Now stress, right? How do you manage stress? Because again, you're running your own business. You've got 2 kids, 2 boys who are very boisterous, right? So how do you manage your stress levels?
Okay, this is simple. You just need to know things that are under your control that you can affect, and things that are not under your control that you cannot affect. And you just need to be smart to know the difference.
Yep.
And know what you should be bothered about and what you should not be bothered about.
Yeah, I agree. If it's out of your control, don't stress about it.
Yeah, that's right. So if out of control, so I've learned to compartmentalize my issues into these 2
good
categories.
I've got for example, I've got a few friends, especially if you're a Liverpool fan, or a Manchester United fan, right? Suddenly your team is losing, you're stressed lah, Joe. I'm like, so I mean, what can you do to impact that extra goal, right? It's out of your control. We watch it for entertainment value. I understand that you have passion and love for the brand or the team, but again, if it's out of your control, don't sweat the small stuff. Move on, right? Don't focus your energies there, I assume, right?
Right. That's so true. That's so true. You getting stressed, the fella's not going to perform well. He doesn't know. He's going to get his millions, whether he scores goals or not. He's laughing all the way to the bank, bro.
So here's the thing, right? Again, I like it. It's all about making sure that number one, there's this realization that happened to you. It's about you actually have control of your life, right? You're talking about the fact that you didn't want to put your loved ones under that stress of not having a dad. You felt that it was selfish that you didn't control the things that you could control to make yourself healthier, and now you're doing that.
Right. So
right?
For that one, the keyword is health ownership. Now, there are not many people. A shout out to our friend Dr. Anu, Dr. Anusha in Australia. Yeah, what's up? So I think I heard this term from her, and she's doing her PhD about public health and all that. So this term comes up a lot in public health. It's about health ownership.
Okay.
People they talk about being healthy and all, but they don't actually take care of their own health lah. They said, what happens? When I'm sick only I'll take care of it lah. When I see the symptoms only I'll treat it. No, but prevention is better than cure.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a perfect way, right? Health ownership. Take ownership of it. Don't wait till something happens, right? Make better choices, make healthier choices, and if you're not thinking of yourself, think about the others that you're leaving behind. I mean that's what I got from today's story, Jerry. So, I mean, a few more questions. I think for me, number one is, have you found? I mean, we are in Malaysia, okay? Have you found any alternative therapies that might potentially help you or has helped you in regards to managing your heart attack?
Funny story. So, right, when you get into the hospitals, right, like for these kind of cases, right, somehow or other, some scam fella will get a hold of your number, right? For especially these health and wellness clinics. I mean, no offense to all the health and wellness clinics. You guys mean well, lah. But you mean well for people who have the money to just throw at you all, lah. Okay, I don't. Suddenly they'll call, have you come? We got this new therapy and all that. You don't come. I'm like, how did you get my number? Oh, no, we just got your number. Yeah, how did you get my number? We just got your number. Okay, anyway, that's stupid. Anyway, so these guys call me. It's one kind of compression kind of suit where you wear, and then they will like compress your legs. There's something to do with the blood flow from your legs going to your body, and then they'll help remove the blocks and all that in your heart. $19,000, 3 months. Okay. You want to do
It's okay. You mean well. Alright, but why don't you go to the T20 and talk to them?
That's right, bro. Like that, left, right, center people start calling. After I came out of the hospital, I'm like, wow, not bad.
Okay, so but have you tried anything that's alternative, or you're sticking with the medication given by the doctor, the change in lifestyle, and the reduced stress?
I feel that I'm only doing that now.
Okay, got it.
It's all about it's in the Bible it said it's not what you put in that destroys, is what comes out. Never mind, anyway, no, that's out of context. No, you have to take care of what you put into your body, lah.
Yeah.
Right? A medication only will treat the symptoms. It's not a cure. It's not a final cure. The cure is just take care of the system.
Yeah, and that's the word, health ownership. Own your health. So, do you have any advice for anyone who might be going through a heart attack or is currently recovering from a heart attack? What advice would you give anyone out there?
Okay. The first thing, one thing, right after I came out of a heart attack was that fear mentality. Any small thing, I'll get so scared, so like, anxiety will just, am I gonna die? Oh, is this the second one? Oh, is this it? Am I gonna go? For every small, like, different weird kind of feeling that you go through for the first 3 months. So for those who are going through this, don't stress. If the doctor says they already put in the stand and blow things up already, it's clear. You need to just own your health now. So now owning your health means you got to eat well. Okay, eat well, not to say eat a lot, but eat the healthy stuff. Reduce portions. You don't need a lot, you just need enough to sustain. After that, you look great. You won't be like us fat boys.
You look fine, buddy. I think I got to eat more veggies lah.
So reduce portion. Okay, take care of your food. Then second is sleep. Sleep is like very important. I never realized how important it was until the doctors come and talk to me after I got this heart attack. They'll counsel you after that. And sleep very important. You need to get like at least 6, 7, 8 hours of sleep lah. Don't get the 3, 4 hours. That's nonsense. You're gonna die young. So sleep, food, stress. What is very important now? The most important thing is your family. Spend time with family. Take care of family. You will be less stressed. Then acknowledging what you can control, what is out of your control, and what you can control, and don't let that stress you out.
All right.
So manage your stress, manage your food, manage your lifestyle, exercise, and you'll be fine.
Even if it's a short walk every single day, just start with baby steps, right?
Yes.
All right, I mean, thanks, Jerry. I think today was very insightful. I mean, hearing the story from you, hearing the drivers of what made you want to fight versus just giving up. Right? It's all family driven. You know, talking through your journey in the hospital, what the doctors did. You explained to us a little bit about the angiogram, the stent, and how your life has changed right now. You know, focusing on better food, better stress management, and a little bit of a healthier, more non-sedentary lifestyle. Yeah. So now on to some fun stuff, like Jerry. Some fun stuff.
Actually, if you can allow me to add just one more thing.
Yes.
This is after you come out of this kind of situations, near-death experiences. Then they'll say, oh, you'll go back to your old habits. This is the trigger that happens. I will call it the pride of life. The pride of life where, oh, I survived already. Made of steel. Nothing can harm me now. Oh, it's all going to be good. And then you'll slack and go back to your old habits and all that. So don't let that pride of, oh, I've survived. I'm a survivor. Okay, let that be like a iktibar, like a
lesson,
learn, truly learn, and then change.
Yeah,
really change, because you know your family relies on you, man.
Yeah, it's like you're playing a video game. You only got 3 lives, right? There's no 1-ups left, right?
Oh, there's no. In this case, there's no 1-ups,
right? So if you're down 1 heart, you've got another 2 in the video game lah. Not
so, you play nightmare level lah. Not the one where you die means that's it. You have to start all the way from the beginning.
Yeah. You know, nightmare level. I know. You know, those guys who are playing Diablo 4 right now, nightmare level. Suddenly you're disconnected, and your character dies not because an enemy killed you, because you got disconned. That's very frustrating.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, thanks, Jerry. Good insights out there. I think personally for me, I feel inspired by this story. I mean, I think one of the reasons I've started intermittent fasting as well. Again, not every day. I'm trying.
Yeah.
I don't do it on the weekends because I've got kids, but I try to do it because it does make me feel better personally. So yeah, to all the guys listening out there, I do hope that you take ownership of your health.
Yes.
So now on to the fun stuff, like Jerry. Let's say I take your phone now, okay? And then, no, I'm not checking your browser history. I'm checking Spotify, okay? So if I was to open your Spotify right now, what are the 3 bands or 3 songs that is constantly on your playlist right now?
That'd be something from Oasis.
Confirm lah, bro.
I'm such a fanboy lah.
You are, bro. Noel or Liam?
Oasis lah, it's the both of them
okay.
The both of them.
Not fanboy. Okay.
It's the both of them. I mean the High Flying Birds is nice, and then Liam's own stuff also was
okay.
okay.
It's okay, but it's about that
Oasis,
English,
the whole of them together. You know?
Yeah.
So it'll be definitely some Oasis. You'll see Oasis on top there, and then the next you'll see Metallica.
All right. Have you heard the new stuff?
No lah, Joe. Everything after what?
Black Album.
After Black Album lah. Sorry, I'm Metallica. I don't know what happened lah.
But Hardwired to Self-Destruct, which is one album before this new one that just came out. I think the riffs are good, if you ask me. It's very, for me, it's decent.
Okay, I have to go and listen to them then. Hardwired to Self-Destruct.
Yeah, check it out. That song is nice. The riff is nice. There's a lot of downstrokes. James is just putting on a show lah. All right, so that was number 3. We've got Oasis, we've got Metallica.
Then it's a mix of 90s stuff lah. I don't know, Come on, I'm stuck in the 90s lah, bro. 90s were the glory days lah.
Okay, so it depends. I mean, music-wise, I really like the 70s and 80s. I really do, but I play in a new metal band, so it's different.
80s,
bro. 80s hair rock is awesome.
The hair was awesome lah. What the rock?
Bro, Bon Jovi, Poison.
Okay.
You know.
Okay, I give you.
George Lynch.
Give you. I give you. Take it and go.
Okay, so we've got 90s, we've got Oasis and Metallica.
Staple.
All right, so now that you're a dad, right? Can you give me one of the most memorable moments? Right, it can be good, it can be not so good, but share me one of the most memorable moments of being a dad and having kids.
The memorable moments, there's no particular one moment lah. I mean, okay, I don't need to sound cheesy and cliche. Maybe because after the heart attack lah, every moment is just amazing. But to say the best is when I open the door after work and come in these two boys will come running. No matter what they do, they drop everything. They'll come running and then they'll hug my leg and all that. Then I realized this one only until about maybe 7 or 8 years old. After that, they got their friends all. They're
so
to hell with the old
so
man.
I've got a 6-year-old boy and a 2-year-old girl. My 6-year-old boy will do it maybe, I would say 10% of the time, maybe 20% of the time. But my girl does it every day. And I know that feeling, right? Like you open the door and she runs to you and she hugs your leg, right? Like again, it is cliche, but it is such a beautiful thing. So I get that. I get that, dude.
So I keep telling my wife, we need a daughter. Joe, don't trust the boys, Joe. They won't take care of you. Only the daughters will take care of you.
Here I am thinking of vasectomy. And here you are talking about number 3.
See, you already got one girl, Joe. I got 2 boys, Joe.
I
need the one girl, bro.
Okay, so working overtime tonight?
No,
we gotta put that. You gotta slot that in the schedule.
If I'm not sleeping, sleep very important now.
So, alright, last question. I always ask this in all my podcasts, right? Like, okay, so, but now it'll be interesting for you because you're managing your diet. What are the 3 best foods to eat, and where can we get them?
Alamak. Okay. Hokkien mee, ahwa.
Oh, charcoal grill. Sentol awa or any awa? Awa PJ.
The jalan on the way, what? Jalan PPP.
Paramount there.
Narayanan. No, the one near the MOX, Malaysian Oxygen, that place. Alah, Sri Aman School come down.
Yeah. It's actually it's Paramount. It's called Paramount area.
That's also still Paramount.
Yes.
Paramount is just the train station.
Okay, no.
okay, sorry, geography fail. Yes. No, actually I did quite well for geography. Anyway, we digress. That one, the char kway teow, when they goreng, especially when they give you the lard piece. I don't know whether you know or not. The lard, that one, cha with the ketchup.
Non-halal, just to let you know. Okay, go on.
I think that was one of the main causes of the heart attack. That one, and then I don't know who has. I like char kway teow, but
are you telling me it's better than anything you had in Penang, Joe?
No lah, Penang char kway teow is the best.
Okay,
of course. But you know Penang char kway teow, the colour different, no?
Oh yes, huh?
It's a bit more orangish.
Yes. I think it's maybe the type of chili paste that they use.
Right, that's why it tastes awesome. Not like the KL one. I mean, no offense to KL one.
Okay, so we've got Hokkien mee, awa,
char kway teow maybe in Penang lah. You go and makan, and then is the SS15. Any burger Ramli you can get in SS15 lah, bro.
He hasn't had it for 6 months, so. Okay, so I just want to let you know that there are healthier vegan option burgers. No. I am in no.
I'll take a heart attack, please.
I am in no way a vegan or vegetarian, But what I like, okay, so I was just having this conversation, right? I am not here to push any agenda or whatever, and I think the fact that there are options out there for people, I think more options is better on a dietary perspective.
More
healthier, exactly. More healthier options out there
is always good.
Yeah, as long as you don't force your beliefs into others, right? Just if you want to lead a healthy lifestyle, do what you want to do. Yeah. If you want to be a little bit unhealthier, do what you want to do, but always know that there is a risk involved. And always remember, I think today the word that I just want to stress again, right, is health ownership. Take ownership and control of your life and your health, and
your health.
And lead a healthier and better life, not just for yourself, but for your loved ones as well. All right, Jerry, it's been a good session, but before we sign out, so if anyone wants to know a little bit more about either you in the music industry or you as an owner of Revolusi Awan, right, your tech company, how can they connect with you?
Okay, well, we have a Facebook presence. Old man lah, we only on Facebook, we're not on Insta that much. But on Insta, like for my music and all that, you can look me up, Jeremiah Abraham Silveraj, my full name. Search, and then you see the Indian fella there, where, you know my face, see my face. This guy follow. Okay. Although I think I only got 6 videos. I don't post much. Joe, old man lah. Insta all for me is like alien, So Facebook, you can look us up. N Leaves, we are there. On Insta as well. I play open mics actually.
Okay.
And that also on Facebook you'll get it. So follow me on, I don't know, Facebook and Insta. The company, we Revolusi Awan.
Yes.
We're on the internet. You can look us up our website www.revolusiawan. Cloud Revolution. Don't play. That's
not bad.
But and need a Malay name lah,
You must get the government contract.
Betul.
Must get the contract.
Then So revolucyawan.com.my. So you can look us up there, and then
Alright, nice.
you'll get our contact details there. You got our phone number. Just give us a call, and I'll be happy to help you out.
All right, man. So yeah, guys, thank you, Jerry, for being here today
Thank you so much, Amil,
for the second time.
Yeah. Shh, don't tell anyone. Bro, now they're gonna ask what happened to the first time, and then you're gonna tell them all the reasons why.
God, that one I'll story later.
Dude.
But again, Jerry, thank you so much for being here. It's been an awesome session. I do hope that that story inspires a few people to take health of their ownership. So yeah, thank you for listening and watching. And here's another episode of Find the Real podcast, where I believe everyone has a story. And looking forward to catch you guys in the next episode. Peace.